Okay, good morning everyone. So we are now on quarter number 3 with SSLM number 2 of our mathematics subject. So let us begin. So the title of our lesson for week number 2 is Supplementary and Complementary Angles. So by the way, for the information of everyone, I am the author of the SSLM of this quarter 2 week number 2. So if there are errors, please free to communicate with me so that I could double check that one. Okay, so let's begin. So our objectives for this morning is we are going to derive the relationship of geometric figures using any measurements, and by inductive reasoning, supplementary angles, the complementary angles, the congruent angles, the vertical angles, the adjacent angles, linear pairs, perpendicular lines, and parallel lines. So these are the things that we will be learning. There are so much to learn on this lesson because there are almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things that we will be learning this morning. So let's start with the definition of terms. So the first word to describe is complementary. So when you say complementary is that the sum of the angles is 90 degrees or exactly 90 degrees. So take a look at this example. If you are going to add angle 1 and angle 2, look at this one, angle 1 and angle 2, the answer is 90 degrees. So how do they know if it is 90 degrees? So take note, we all know that the symbol of 90 degrees, ang symbol po ng 90 degrees is itong box na ito. So, yan po, that is the symbol of 90 degrees. Kapag ang isang figure like this, merong box sa gitna, like that one, meaning 90 degrees yan siya automatic. So therefore, you have to get at two angles and you are going to add that one, then the measure is exactly 90 degrees. And that is an example of a complementary angles or angle. Next, example number 2 is this, 35 and 55. If you are going to add 35 plus 55, so the answer is 90 degrees. So this is an example of another complementary angle. The next one is this. So 45 degrees is the first angle. The second angle is another 45 degrees. Of course, if we are going to add 45 by 45, the answer is 90 degrees. So that is about complementary angles. So to those who are learning in online class, please copy this example so that you will have your definition of terms in the portfolio notebook. So in your portfolio notebook, requirement po yan siya sa online class. Next, two angles are supplementary if the sum of their measures is 180 degrees. Take note, 180. Kanina 90. Ngayon 180 naman. When you say supplementary, kapag i-add mo daw si alpha, si angle alpha at si angle beta, the answer is 180 degrees. Now the symbol, ito lang po yung tandaan nyo. Kapag ang dalawang angles naka-create ng isang straight na line, example, ito yung angle 1, naka-create siya ng another angle here, naka-create siya ng straight line, automatic 180 degrees na yan siya. Tandaan nyo, kanina sa complementary, kapag ang isang angle merong symbol na box sa gitna, 90 degrees yan siya. Kapag ang isang angle, naka-create siya ng straight line sa baba, or kapag ang dalawang angle rather, naka-create ng isang straight line sa baba, automatic 180 degrees yan siya. Take a look at this example. 45 degrees plus 135 degrees. If you're going to combine that one, it will create a straight line. So 45 plus 135, the total degree is 180 degrees. This symbol, little zero, is degrees. Not degrees Celsius, not degrees Fahrenheit, but degrees only. Meaning ng degrees, angle po yan siya. Ibig sabihin ng angle, the measure of the combination of two lines or kung saan sila nag-meet sa gitna or yung vertex na tinatawag. Okay? Next, congruent naman. When you say two angles that have the same measure are said to be congruent if and only if the measures of their angles are equal. Example, si angle M, ito po, paano po ito basahin? Angle M measures 45 degrees. Sulat ko dito, angle M, capital M, the measure yung maliit na m is measure. Measure of angle M is equals to 45 degrees. Yung sa kabila naman po, measure of angle O is equals to 45 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle M is equivalent to the measure of angle O. So therefore, congruent sila. That's why they are said to be, since they are equal, they are said to be congruent. Yan po yung ibig sabihin ng congruent angle. So pause for a while so that you could copy the definition and some of the examples. Okay, let's proceed now to the vertical angles. Two angles are vertical if their opposite angles formed by the intersection of two lines. So, ano po ito? So, kapag vertical po siya, kapag merong opposite angles. And opposite angles or vertical angles are congruent to each other. Yan po yung tandaan nyo. Sulat ko dito sa baba. Vertical angles are congruent to each other. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, lahat po ng verticals are equal and the same. For example, if the measure of angle 1 is 60 degrees, therefore, ang opposite niya sa likod. Anong opposite ng angle 1? Yung likod niya, si angle 2, is also 60 degrees. Yan po yung tandaan nyo. If measure of angle 3 is equals to 90 degrees, tama ba ako? 120 pala. Is 120 degrees, the measure of the opposite, which is angle 4, is also 120 degrees. Okay? So, naka-create sila ng straight line. Yan po yung tinatawag nating vertical angles. Okay? Next one is two angles are adjacent if they share a common vertex, a common side, and do not overlap. Adjacent, ibig sabihin po ng adjacent angle pairs, they are magkatabi. So, tapos lahat po ng adjacent angles forms wala naman pong specific kung ilan po yung angle na nabuo nila. Basta magkatabi lang po sila. For example, si angle 1, ano ang ka-pair niya? Ka-pair niya si angle 3. Also, si angle 1, ka-pair niya din si angle 4 kasi magkatabi sila. Si angle 4 naman, ka-pair niya si angle 2. And si angle 2 naman, ka-pair niya si angle 3. Okay, si angle 4 ulit, ka-pair niya si angle 1. So, yan po ibig sabihin ng adjacent angles. Magkatabi po sila. Now, si angle 1 ba and angle 2 are adjacent angles? Of course, they are not. Nagtalikdanay sila, they are opposite to each other, therefore, they are called vertical angles. Okay? Angle 1 and 3, angle 3 and 2, 4 and 1, 2 and 4. Yan po yung mga adjacent angles na tinatawag. Now, marami pong nagbabasa nito na adjacent angle, pero as far as I know, it is read as adjacent angle. So, sundin na lang natin yun kasi yun po yung pagkakaalam ko talaga na pagbasa niyan. And since I was in college, it was read as adjacent angles talaga. Okay? So, sa elementary kasi namin, adjacent ang pag-pronounce teacher. So, pagdating ng high school, adjacent. Pagdating ng college, adjacent. Kahit sa masteral namin, adjacent ang pag-pronounce. Okay? So, let's proceed to the next one. The next definition of term is what you call the linear pair. A linear pair is an adjacent angle formed by two intersecting lines and measures 180 degrees. Now, take note. Kanina po, nabanggit natin yung adjacent angle. Yung adjacent angle, wala po siyang specific measurement. Basta magkatabi lang sila. Ngayon, pag ang isang adjacent angle exactly 180 degrees at nakakreate siya ng straight line, kasi di ba sinabi ko kanina, pag 180 degrees ang measurement ng angle, automatic straight line yan siya. Okay, ito yung condition. Kapag ang isang adjacent angle nakakreate ng 180 degrees or straight line, linear pair po ang tawag niyan. Okay, take a look at this. Angle A and angle B forms a linear pair. Yan po. So, magsulat ang aking ballpen. Yan, angle A and angle B forms a linear pair. Bakit po? Nakakreate po sila ng straight line. Ito po yung straight line nila. Yan. Okay, next. Si angle B naman at saka si angle C, naka-create din ng straight line. Ito po yung straight line nila. Ayan. So, pasensya na sa aking pagka-drawing kasi po medyo hindi talaga ako gumagamit nitong ruler. Hindi ako gumagamit ng ruler ngayon. Okay. What about si angle B and angle C? Naka-create din po sila ng straight line. Ito po. Draw ko. So, galing dito, papunta dyan, naka-create sila ng straight line. So, angle pair din po sila na linear pair na tinatawag. Okay? And so on and so forth. Apat po ang linear pair dyan lahat. Okay, next. Perpendicular lines. Now, perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form right angles. Okay. Ano po ibig sabihin ng right angles? When you say right angles, ang measure niya is 90 degrees. Now, kapag ang dalawang linya nag-cross, tapos naka-create ng 90 degrees, therefore, they are said to be perpendicular to each other. Take a look at this. Line M, this one, and line N, this one, intersects with each other. And yung measure nila is 90 degrees. Kung 90 degrees dito na side, 90 degrees dito, 90 degrees din dito, 90 degrees din dito. Obviously, they created a perpendicular line na tinatawag. Therefore tayo, ang line M is perpendicular to line N. Okay, yan po yung sagot dyan. Okay, so, balikan natin. Meron pa pala, parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that do not intersect with each other. Kahit gaano mo pag-extend itong line O na ito at saka line P na yan, hindi yan sila magko-cross. Therefore, ang tawag sa kanila is parallel. Okay, how are we going to write the symbol parallel? So, line O is parallel to line P. Ganyan po. Kanina po sa perpendicular line, ang ginamit na symbol, M, is perpendicular to N. Ganyan po ang symbol. And now, sa parallel naman po, dalawa pong linya ang ginamit. And that is now an example of a parallel line. So, review of the lesson tayo. Balikan natin. So, complementary, kapag i-add mong dalawang angles, 90 ang sagot. Supplementary, kapag i-add mong dalawang angles, 180 ang sagot. Congruent, kapag sinabing congruent, they are the same with each other. Vertical, opposite po sila, nagtalikdanay. Adjacent, magkatabi po sila. Next, linear pair, magkatabi po sila pero ang measure is 180 degrees. Perpendicular line, naka-create sila ng cross na ang measure ng isang angle is 90 degrees or the measure of all the angles is 90 degrees. Next, the last one is parallel lines. Hindi sila magko-cross kahit kailan. Yan po yung mga parallel lines. Okay? I think please pause for a while to copy the lesson about this. And we will proceed now to this quiz number 2. So in quiz number 2, I would like you to identify if each pair of the angles as a complementary, supplementary, or neither. Okay? Complementary, 90. Supplementary, 180. Neither, hindi natin alam. Okay? Neither of the two. Pwede siyang complementary, pwede siyang supplementary. Meron bang ganun? So, let's find out. So, I'll be giving you 5 minutes to answer this one. This is 3 points each. 1 point po ang tama, 1 point po ang mali, 3 points po ang tama. Okay, your 5 minutes starts now. Okay, pause for a while, then we will reveal the answer. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakatapos magsagot ng quiz number 2, pause nyo muna ang video because I will be revealing the answer right now, right away. So, in this case, ano po yung na-create dito? Meron pong symbol na bar or box. Ano pong ibig sabihin yan? That is an example of a complementary. So, that's 3 points. This one, 55 and 45. Naka-create ba siya ng 90? Of course not. Pag sinabi mong supplementary, 180 naman. So, anong sagot dyan? That is neither. Kasi hindi po siya pwedeng supplementary, hindi din po siya pwedeng complementary. What about this one? Angle X is 90. Angle Y is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180. So, that is an example of a supplementary angle. So, number 3, that is supplementary angle. Number 4, naka-create siya ng straight line. Ano gani ang equivalent ng angle ng isang straight line? Okay, that's good. That's 180 degrees. So therefore, ang sagot dyan, supplementary. Okay, so kaya na po mag-continue. Next, 30 and 150. Nakakreate siya ng 180. That the answer is supplementary for number 5. So, hindi magsulat, supplementary. Next, for number 6. Meron siyang 42, meron din siyang 48. I-add natin 40, 40, 80, 2 plus 8, 10. 80 plus 10, that is 90. So, nakakreate siya ng right angle. That is complementary. Okay? So, 3 points each, 3, 6, 9, 3 times 6, 18. The total score is 18 over 18. Then, plus 2 para maging 20 over 20. So, submit your scores and the answers of this quiz number 2 at www.facebook.com/humang2021, and this is recorded quiz number 2. So goodbye everyone, thank you and God bless.